ANC MP Sibusiso Kula will be returning to court this morning for allegedly killing his wife. The party's Women's League in the Northwest and other organizations are also expected to attend today's hearing. But has the ANC been walking the talk in terms of rooting out gender-based violence, especially within its ranks? Let's bring in Maropene Ramokgopa, who is the national coordinator of the Women's League task team and a member of the ANC Top 7. Maropene, good morning. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Your reaction as the coordinator of the Women's League, your deployee to the National Assembly charged with murder.
Of course, our reaction is not necessarily even about the deployee, but it is about the fact that gender-based violence and femicide continues in society, and it doesn't look like maybe it is receiving the attention that we expected, although we do believe that there is attention. And we are obviously not happy, and we are actually trying to ensure that we raise the matter within the ANC itself to say that there's absolutely no way that we can have a representative of the ANC being in Parliament for that matter, being accused of such crime. Therefore, we are certainly not happy with where we are.
Yeah, and it makes us, excuse me, it makes us reflect, right, on where the holes are insofar as addressing gender-based violence is concerned. And perhaps one of the most glaring holes would be the inconsistency and the sort of weakening of our institutions like the National Prosecuting Authority, for one, even the police's seeming inability or ineffectiveness at times to properly investigate cases of gender-based violence and femicide.
In our view, of course, we need to relook at the institutions, as you say, because we do believe that maybe we ought to get institutions that would be able to be responsive enough so that women can then now be able to report gender-based violence before it even goes to murder, femicide, and so forth. And we will definitely be making sure that as the ANC Women's League, we do raise this matter with the relevant institutions, but we also have to make sure that we have roundtables as much as possible with people in different sectors and community as well to say how best do we think that the institutions that are supposed to be responding to this can actually serve as better as the people that are actually at the receiving end of or who must receive these services that are supposed to be able to deal with gender-based violence, so that we don't end up where we are today with the issue of Comrade Jennifer, because Comrade Jennifer, the late Comrade Jennifer, was also a member of the ANC Women's League and a very active member for that matter.
Yeah, Jennifer Mohlomu, and Sibusiso Kula is her husband, who stands accused of her murder. The ANC Women's League and various other organizations as well, oftentimes in cases of gender-based violence, tend to gather outside of court in ANC regalia. And the question, I suppose, would be, how effective is that kind of protest action, Maropene, in a context where a lawmaker, an ANC lawmaker, this is someone in the National Assembly, stands accused of murdering his wife? What I'm saying is, where do we draw the line at things that are performative versus really effective measures being put in place at community level?
The issue about how we attend to issues such as this one is that we don't like to sensationalize it. When you see us at court, it's not the only measure that you are putting in place. However, being seen at court is that we want to just take out a message out there that the ANC Women's League will not tolerate, and it will always stand with the victim, lack of a better word to say, irrespective of whether the accused are our members or not. So we will stand at court so that we can just then now be able to be the face of those who stand against such acts in society. However, we have been engaging, of course, with the ANC to find out how far they are with the issue of step aside as it relates to the processes in Parliament. Because when a person is accused and they have been charged, the ANC is very clear that they need to step aside. So we have raised the matter with the Secretary General of the ANC, hoping that very soon we will be getting an answer of how far are they with the process in Parliament of ensuring that this matter is subjected to the remedies that are there in the ANC. But we have also been in a meeting with the first Deputy Secretary General of the ANC, and we have asked her to go to Northwest, to the community itself, to meet with the community, but also to meet with the family, so that we can then now be able to understand where are we, why is this happening the way that it is happening, and what is it that we can actually do as the ANC Women's League, not only nationally and provincially, but the ANC Women's League and the ANC branches, of course, in different communities and localities, to be able to play an active role to ensure that acts such as this one don't happen. We prevent them, but we also support those that need our support.
Jennifer, excuse me. We've just come out of the December elective conference as well. Sorry, Maropene, excuse me. We've just come out of the December elective conference as well. You were elected to the top 7 of the ANC. Some of the important issues insofar as gender-based violence are concerned, we had those closed sessions. We had various sessions of discussion where delegates were able to weigh in on some of the important issues facing the country and the kind of policy direction we will take for the next 5 years. What came out of there, in your view, that is new, something that changes the discussion around gender-based violence?
In our view is that we are actually saying that the accountability part of government in handling issues of gender-based violence and femicide has actually taken the center stage, and how this matter is actually being given attention, particularly in government, has actually also been elevated. It is for this reason that we do believe that we will see changes, because we have raised sharply the fact that we do not think that it is only the Ministry of Women that needs to deal, or that needs to be on the advocacy level of issues of gender-based violence and femicide. However, we would like to see the President continuing with what he has been doing, of course, in terms of having summits, but we also want to see accountability level quarterly, and it should not just be about summit, but it should be about tangible methodologies that we can be able to gauge and value or evaluate if they are bringing value in the fight that we are having now. So we do believe that in terms of elevating the accountability levels in government, we have been able to raise sharply. Therefore, we will start seeing changes and improvements as far as we are concerned, as it relates to government. But we have also put in place campaigns in community itself that will be led by the ANC Women's League and other parties, of course, meaning stakeholders, that we will be able to assist us to make sure that support is given to those that need it, but most of all, people do know where to go to when they are facing such challenges, and definitely justice should always be at the center of whatever it is that is happening in society and in government structures as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Maropene Ramokgopa is the National Coordinator of the ANC Women's League Task Team, also a member of the ANC's Top 7. Thanks very much indeed for joining us this morning.